Hello friends, in this video we are going to see the 2 Singapore dollars standard circulation banknote which was launched from the year 2006 by the Government of the Republic of Singapore. This banknotes were printed by the Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS. Now let us see the physical structure of the banknote. It is a rectangular shaped banknote made from polymer material. It is printed using the intaglio technique, that is, raised printing technique which can be felt by soft touch on the note's surface. The banknote includes background color of purple. The size of the banknote is 126 mm by 63 mm. Now let us discuss the obverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left to right side, we can see that it has a complex clear window, which is a see-through window with a multi-tonal image, which consists of the emblem of Singapore, which is printed using the intaglio raised printing, which consists of a shield at the center bearing a crescent, a new moon, representing a young nation on the ascendant, and 5 stars, representing democracy, peace, progress, justice and equality, supported by a lion and a tiger, representing Singapore's namesake and the country's historical ties to the Malay Peninsula. Below them is a ribbon inscribed with Majula Singapura in Malay language, which means onward Singapore. Next, it has a shadow image, which consists of a watermark-like portrait image of the Encik Yusof bin Ishak, the first President of the Republic of Singapore, which is visible when viewed with transmitted light. Next, it has a perfect registration, in which the Singapore lion symbol appearing near the watermark is printed simultaneously with the same image on the front and back of the note. When the note is held up to the light, the Singapore lion symbol on the front registers perfectly with the image on the back. Next, it has the stylized gold patch, which is in the shape of the Singapore lion symbol, with the texts of the denomination of the note across it on several lines. It also has an image of the Singapore coat of arms that will appear at varying angles. Next, it has a large denominational numeral 2 in English on the center of the note. When magnified, in the denominational numeral 2 at the center of the note, it has reverse intaglio microtext, in which the text MAS in micro letters in the shadow of the denomination numeral can be clearly seen. Next, below the stylized gold patch, it has the lettering "This note is legal tender" in English. Next, below the lettering, it also has the denominational value $2 in English. Next, below the denominational value, it has the signature and the seal of the Chairman of the Monetary Authority of Singapore. The seal is printed with a fluorescent ink, which glows brightly under ultraviolet light. Next, it has a security thread, which is in the shape of the Singapore island. Next, it has an intaglio portrait of the first President of the Republic of Singapore, Encik Yusof bin Ishak, which is hand-engraved and printed in intaglio ink. The portrait on the front of the portrait series note serves as a unique anti-counterfeiting feature. The fine lines of the engraving are difficult to imitate or reproduce, and at the bottom of the portrait, it has the lettering Yusof bin Ishak in English. Next, it has asymmetrical serial numbers, in which the asymmetrical serial numbering style has progressively larger digits in adjacent positions. The serial numbers on the bottom left side of the note appears horizontally, and the serial numbers on the top right side of the note appears vertically. The serial numbers both glow under ultraviolet light, as they are printed with fluorescent pigment. Next, it has offset microtext at the end of the serial numbers on right side. When magnified, the text, Monetary Authority of Singapore, forms the continuous pattern inside the denomination numeral. Next, it has an embossed clear window, which is a clear window with the denomination numeral embossed in it, with repetitive patterns of the denomination numeral on the top and bottom. And, next, on the top right corner of the note, it has a braille pattern, which is one dot printed in heavy intaglio ink. This is so that the visually handicapped users can recognize the denomination by touch. On the upper side of the note, on the center, it has the lettering Singapore. In the four official languages of Singapore, which are Malay, Chinese, Tamil, and English, and, next, it has an intaglio microtext. The text Monetary Authority of Singapore is in micro letters, above the four official languages of the word Singapore. To the unaided eye, this appears as a single line, but the details can be seen legibly with the aid of a magnifying glass. On the lower side of the note, on the center, it has the lettering, Singapore, which is printed using the intaglio, raised, printing. In the background of the obverse side, it has images of the money cowrie, Cypria Manita Linnaeus, 1758. As its name implies, it was commonly used as a form of currency among the communities in the Indian and Pacific Oceans during the past. Humans have carried shells of this particular species to practically all parts of the world, because of their beauty and remarkable gem-like shape and handy size. The back of the shell is usually yellow, with a fine filamentous red ring. This species is found in the shallow intertidal zone of rocky shores, and has a wide distribution in the Indo-West Pacific region. Now let us discuss the reverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left to right side, we can see that it has a large denominational numeral 2 in English on the top left corner, and on the bottom right center of the note. Next, it has an embossed clear window, which is a clear window with the denomination numeral embossed in it, with repetitive patterns of the denomination numeral on the top and bottom. Next, at the center, it features the picture based on education theme, which consists of a group of pupils interacting with a teacher in a borderless classroom. Three prominent institutions of learning are seen in the background. From the extreme right, the institutions are Victoria Bridge School, the Old Raffles Institution at Bras Basah Road, and the College of Medicine. Besides being closely associated with the first president of Singapore, Encik Yusof bin Ishak, at various stages of his life, the three institutions also symbolically represent the ideal educational progression in Singapore, namely primary, secondary and tertiary, and, at the bottom of the central image, it has the lettering education in English. Next, years of issue are coded with geometrical symbols below the word education. Next, it has offset microtext below the central image at the bottom of the note. When magnified, the text Majula Singapura forms a continuous pattern. Next, it has a perfect registration, in which the Singapore lion symbol appearing near the watermark is printed simultaneously with the same image on the front and back of the note. When the note is held up to the light, the Singapore lion symbol on the front registers perfectly with the image on the back. Next, it has a complex clear window, which is a see-through window with a multi-tonal image, which consists of the emblem of Singapore, which is printed using the intaglio, raised, printing, and, next, it has a watermark-like shadow image, which consists of a portrait image of the Encik Yusof bin Ishak, the first president of the Republic of Singapore, which is visible when viewed with transmitted light. On the upper side of the note, in English, a large text, Singapore, appear on the center. Here, we reach the end of this video. Hope you liked it. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you soon. Goodbye.